Unless I am much mistaken, we have cause to visit a place not far from here.
The decision of which task to prioritize is the Arisen's to make. Shall we report this development to Captain Brandt? Methinks I know where to find the person you're looking for.
This ladder looks sturdy enough to climb.
We ought to put it to good use. The person we're here to meet is nowhere to be seen. Shall we come back later?
I'm not sure we're making any progress here. We might want to remind ourselves of the particulars of our task.
Oh dear, what am I to do?
I'll see how far my talents
Not
The
sure what
rules
to
at
expect.
your
Oh,
neck.
no call, come on.
Hark at me, away with the fears.
Welcome.
I've just recalled a little tidbit I heard from the locals.
Greetings, Your Majesty. Have you a moment to speak?
The rules at your neck.
There is much we ought to tend to if we are to strengthen Your Majesty's claim as a true Arisen. You've done a fine job culling those monsters, Your Majesty. 'Tis common knowledge among the people that 'twas you who delivered them from danger. The number of those who seek out this tavern in the hope of an audience with the Arisen grows by the day. Should you continue to display such valor, the day will soon come when Disa can no longer deny your presence. And ere it slips my mind, pray, take this. 'Tis a symbol of my own gratitude.
Naught compares to the sense of achievement that accompanies a job well done.
Indeed. You've culled more than your fair share of monsters.
There is much we ought to tend to if we are to strengthen Your Majesty's claim as a true Arisen. How fared your mission? Was there aught suspicious to be found in the Queen Regent's office? This scrap. 'Twas part of a letter, and from Batal no less. This alone can prove little, but 'tis clear that Disa's schemes run deep. To think, Disa's actions have weighed even on the mind of her own son. 'Tis a surprise, but a welcome one. Disa, if Regent King Sven is willing to aid us by drawing Disa's focus, we may be able to gain here more useful information. You have done well, Your Majesty. Though I am limited in the aid I'm able to offer, I bid you, take this.
What could the Queen Regent be plotting?
I know not what to make of this.
Phasus. Now there's a name to remember.
There is much we ought to tend to if we are to strengthen Your Majesty's claim as a true Arisen. A place with books likely to entice Magistrate Waldo, you say? Naught springs to mind, I'm afraid. Kendrick of the Gracious Hand is versed in many things. Perchance he knows of such a place? There is much we ought to tend to if we are to strengthen Your Majesty. For some time now, 'twas said that the false sovereign was recovering from his battle wounds. But as I hear it, he is now well enough to walk unaided. And so, in honor of his supposed valor, they have been holding masquerade in the palace of late. The false sovereign's identity is still beyond our ken. Even the matter of from where he hails remains a mystery. But mayhap approaching the false sovereign at one of these gatherings could afford you a glimpse into the man behind the mask. What say you, Your Majesty? Might I ask this task of you? My thanks. Some of the sentries posted at the masquerades are under my command. I shall have them ease security, so pray, slip into the venue through whatever opening presents itself. Once your infiltration is successful, you will need only don a mask and act the part of an invitee. Few will think to be wary if they believe you a fellow masquerader. Here, this should suffice to help you blend in. Take care, Your Majesty. Ah, there is one other thing. Masquerades being as they are, you will require suitable raiment. Much is made of appearances at such gatherings, and 'twould be wisest to dress the part when joining the other revelers. There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen Your Majesty's claim, while examining the palace ledger for evidence of the Queen Regent's misdeeds. I made a curious discovery. For some time now, it seems, she has been diverting a veritable mountain of gold to the daily purchase of sweet crownflower. What's more, this inexpedient spending habit is recorded to have begun the very day on which Arthur, the would-be arisen, appeared on the scene. This cannot be mere happenstance. I can only conclude that these sums are passing into the hands of Arthur himself. Yet 'tis strange, for sweet crownflowers only grow on the eastern edge of Vermont. I dare say 'twas not an item chosen idly. Mayhap this knowledge will guide us in our pursuit of the false sovereign. 'Tis a frail hope to be certain, yet all the same, I would ask that Your Majesty venture to Vermont's eastern edge and probe into this young man's origins. I am glad to hear it, for I cannot shake the feeling that uncovering the identity of the false sovereign is the key to unraveling Deeza's scheme and securing your enthronement.
Mayhap I'll seek out a town I've yet to visit.
I'll see how far my talents can take me.
You would have me lead. Consider it done.
Now, where was I bound again?
All this patrolling does a number on my shoulders.
What else needs doing?
Fur stands on end.
When does my watch end? I've clean forgotten.
Always another errand to see to.
I don't know what to do.
It's just another day.
My head hurts just thinking about it.
This might be worth a read.
Let's have a look then.
Arms for the poor. Pray grant those less fortunate. Well met, Sir Arisen. Might I trouble you for alms for the poor? Many thanks. May fortune smile upon you, kind sir.
Just yonder looks to be a good spot for harvesting ingredients.
Shall we see if there's aught to be found while we're here?
Well met, Sir Arisen. Might I trouble you for alms for the poor? Many thanks. May fortune smile upon you, kind sir. Ah, hold on a moment, Sir Arisen. Perchance you would be willing to aid me with another matter. You see, one of the children we care for here at the Gracious Hand has gone missing. Malcolm, his name is. He's a steady lad. I can't imagine he would have run away. This building's very old. It could be that he's found himself in some strange corner of it. Might I impose on you to search for him?
What we need now is information. The question is, where to find it?
I quite agree.
Appropriate choice, Arisen. I'll gladly take the lead. I fear this trial is too much for one touch of me. The end comes. I shall not struggle. Is Malcolm all right? We were supposed to go exploring together, but I overslept and he went without me. Wish he'd woken me up. I was really looking forward to going down into those vaults. Please, sir, don't tell nobody what I said about exploring those vaults.
It is my duty to devote my life to my prayers will surely be rewarded and
The heavens have forsaken us. All is lost.
I'll collect that. You needn't trouble yourself.
Wickedness has no hold upon a tranquil mind.
Sets my thoughts down dark. Don't think you're safe just because you're in the city. Monsters have gotten bolder of late and more ferocious. One found its way inside the common quarter just the other night. Much blood was spilled afore the thing was cold. You could say 'twas an ill twist of fortune. but mayhap we ought to be better prepared for such incidents. I wonder if building a nice, high wall is out of the question.
What are you doing? We've not been given...
Malcolm's been really into exploring of late. Just the other day, he was going around telling anyone who'd listen about how he was an ox hair away from making some big discovery. Malcolm? All he's doing of late is picking through rubble. Don't know why he bothered.
Should we report back now?
Not sure how much longer I can hold out.
Time to go home and write down the day's Wonder if there's any
Vaults, you say? By my knowledge, they were sealed off. Ah, but you mention rubble, aye? Then perhaps the lad found a way through. Come, I fear there's not a moment to lose. Pray, follow me, and quickly. I believe this is the place to which the children were referring. Look, there, a hole. Could he have passed through here? There is naught to be done but have a look for ourselves. The passage ahead looks small, but we may be able to squeeze through. Let us make haste.
This place gives me internal
I can't count the number of meats and fish that have gone to rot in my pack. You'd think the smell would remind me.
Yes. That sounds familiar.
Excellent. Just what I was hoping for.
Malcolm, thank goodness you are unharmed. You have my eternal gratitude, Sir Arisen. Now I can breathe freely at last.
Sir Kendrick? You'll never believe what I've found. It's just up ahead. Books, sir. Books, books, and more books. It's like some sort of secret workshop.
Truly, perhaps we ought to take a look.
We ought not lose sight of our guide.
I quite agree.
suppose there can be no harm in bringing this along.
We cannot expect gleaming treasures round every corner.
Over here.
Heavens above!
Isn't it amazing? And I found it. Me.
'Tis quite a find indeed. Is this some manner of archive? Why, I've ne'er seen so many books. This collection must be worth a fortune. 'Tis a veritable treasure trove of wisdom. Might I ask that you not share the existence of this place with others, Sir Arisen? We cannot allow the knowledge accumulated here to be misused or mistreated. We ought to entrust its care to someone worthy, someone who can appreciate its true value. Pray tell me if you know of such an individual. As for you, Malcolm, I forbid you from telling anyone else about this place. 'Twill be our little secret. Understood?
Oh, but...
However, in exchange for your silence, you may come and go as you please. Let's investigate this place's secrets together, eh?
It near boggles the mind that so impressive an archive slumbered here. 'Tis surely any scholar's dream.
True enough.
The books ne'er seem to end. Who could have brought them here, I wonder?
Danger might lurk anywhere. Wear every shadow and mind the ceiling.
Be sure to keep your wits about you.
You have wronged me. So,
You will suffer for this.
I'd sooner be home. It's just another day. Same as the one afore.
My head hurts just thinking about it.
The safer the roads, the heavier my pockets.
My head hurts just thinking about it.
It is quiet about. I swear I've not been once in the last
I've got the shop.
Still a while to go before your shift's over. Minute now. Thought this port ever happens here. Minute.
that is what you wish, Arisen, I'll go on ahead.
Naught of import ever happens here, anyhow.
What I need are customers who stop by regularly.
All I've got left are my aches and pains.
I'm in no hurry to leave.
Master, my heart knows no greater peace than when I am by your side.
Without its charm.
Cleaning floor, I'm too tired.
Working this
Oh,
piece is
dear.
all I know.
There's a ladder here.
We ought to put it to good use.
Let me get that.
Sometimes this is the only place I can find peace.
A welcome respite from all that hassle and bustle.
trouble.
Have no fear, Master. I'll fare all right without you for a little while.
'Tis not our place to hurry the Arisen.
There are few places where I can let down my guard.
Well, this is no good.
We must consider the needs of the common folk as well as the blessing.
Scratchy this piece.
Nodding off where I stand.
Well, have you found some place I might sate my scholarly curiosities? Oh, to think such a place existed. Well, guide me outside, then. If you can deliver me from this pit, I ought to be able to find the rest of the way on my own.
Nodding off where I stand.
Come along. Come along.
Wounds you don't, like getting cut open.
Like it or not,
guide me outside, then. If you can deliver me from this pit, I ought to be able to find the rest of the way.
Is this where you've been all this time? 'Tis rather far from where we agreed to meet up.
Do take care not to stray.
Aye, this should be far enough. My thanks. If you truly are arisen, then I swear to someday repay this debt I owe. Words may be wind, but there's naught else I can offer you at present. Pray visit me if you've the time or inclination. Mayhap the knowledge I've gained reading tomes of Eld could be of some use to you.
This is no life. Can't get by unless I'm alone.
Just begun.
Where's my coat?
I wonder how long this job's supposed to last.
A fine place to harvest some ingredients.
No harm in picking a few.
Well met. This here's the sanctuary of tipplers and merrymakers alike. I assume you'll be starting off with a mug of the good stuff.
I'll go and open the chest.
An appropriate choice, Arisen. I'll gladly take the lead.
I overheard some of the soldiers standing guard outside the palace discussing a curious rumor.
Regarding the Queen Regent and an important personage, you mean?
Indeed. Some suppose there is more to her relationship with this Batali dignitary than is publicly known.
We are under attack!
I say it. We trounced our foe well and true.
Overconfidence is an enemy in and of itself. Let us instead strive to better ourselves with every battle.
No sense letting the enemy gain the upper hand. The early griffin gets the worm, as they say. I'll have you know.
Have no fear. Everything will be all right.
What's more, oft do we call on you to carry the burdens we cannot. I must thank you. Your toil keeps me light.
Hold fast, Arisen! I will be with you in but a moment.
I suppose there can be no harm in bringing this along.
We cannot expect gleaming treasures round every corner.
Now, what might that be?
We ought to take a closer look. Let us try for the same result with our next attack.
Come to think of it, different masters favour different pawns. One whom I served preferred to have beastrons for allies.
Is that a statue I espy over yonder?
We ought to take a closer look.
I've a knack for combining materials that I hope you'll find useful. I'll craft aught I can using what's in my pack.
Tis pleasantly cool here, what with the canopy overhead.
We are not alone here. Monsters lurk nearby. I sense them.
Right you are.
Must we do battle amidst this dreadful downpour?
Focus. The skies aren't like to clear just because you grumble at them.
Tisn't worthless, but that's as much as I can say for it.
Rarely have I felt so empty. Fine place to harvest some ingredients.
Shall we see if there's aught to be found while we're here?
Have my protection!
Let me get that.
may spell our doom.
Now I understand. Look out, Arisen! We're under attack! All together now! We attack the front!
Moment of victory is at hand. Let us finish this. I've an knack for combining materials that I hope you'll find useful.
You're like to grow overburdened if you keep picking up every little trinket you find.
This is generally used as a material.
I'm sure we'll find a purpose for it in due time.
You're welcome to take whatever you like from my pack, Master. I'd gladly see you put what I find to good use.
You there! Are you looking to enter the village? You'd best go elsewhere, friend. What's wrong about this place? There's no business to be had here, that's for sure.
I don't know about you, Master, but word of a curious village does more to spark my interest than deter it.
Is that who I think it is?
Aye, I reckon so. Rather more common looking than I'd expected. But that's aught you need of me. Aught you need of me.
Well met, sir. How might I be of service? Fancy a look at my wares? Always a pleasure.
No purchases to be made today, I see. I just hope the shopkeep understands.
Gold is a resource best spent judiciously.
Ah, you must be the visitor I've heard so much about. Have you some business here in the village? You would know of our village? As you can see, 'tis a simple place, tucked away on the eastern edge of Vermund. Is there aught else I can help you with, sir? Arthur. 'Tis a name unfamiliar to me, I'm afraid. At least, no one by that name lives here, sir. As you like, sir.
Happiness is a full
Got something for me?
We found a chest. Let us examine what it has to offer.
Hail! I take it you're the outsider my lord mentioned. How'd he know to expect you? I couldn't tell you. Why not ask him yourself? You'll find him in the manor atop the on-hill.
Just yonder looks to be a good spot for harvesting ingredients.
No harm in picking a few.
Greetings. I must say I'm impressed by your intuition, sir. You found me out far sooner than most. I trust you are enjoying your sojourn in our fair village. If you have any questions, ask away. I should be glad to aid you. If aught about our humble village seems strange to you, that is easily explained. For 'tis here that thieves are instructed in the skills they require. To begin with, those who wander into the village are evaluated for their potential aptitude. Of course, you are no exception. That you stand here now is proof you were deemed a worthy candidate. Which is to say, you have my approval as the Thiefmeister. Is there aught else you'd care to ask? You're curious what I know of you? Quite a bit, I should naturally. I'm not the only one. Our village has its own network of spies and informants, you see, and your title tends to make you stand out among the rumors we collect. You're the second arisen to come to Vermont, and you've allied yourself with Captain Brant against the Queen Regent. In response, she's... Oops. I mustn't say another word. Don't misunderstand. I'm no ally of the Queen Regent. I merely strive to maintain neutrality in political matters. Those who deal in information must ne'er align themselves with a particular power. Such is our village code. Is there aught else you'd care to ask? Arthur, you say? I've lived in this village many a year, but I can't say I've heard of someone by that name. My apologies. Is there aught else you'd care to ask? Aye. Take care, then. You, sir, are worthy of inheriting my ultimate technique. Once mastered, 'twill allow you to fell all foes, both minuscule and mighty. Take it, and do with it what you will.
I dare say we could sell this for a fair amount of gold.
Whether or not we make the sale is for the Arisen to decide.
I'm not interested.
Here to ask aught of me, are you?
What are you doing? We've not been given leave to rest yet.
Do you know how long you'll be? I only asked so that I might adopt the most effective stance to recuperate my strength.
It is not our place to hurry the Arisen.
You made it after all. Guess that means I win. Oi, you lot best pay up.
Dear me.
You didn't disappoint, did you? You've done well. Seems only fair I answer any questions weighing on you. Go on. Ask away. Figures you'd want to know about him. We're supposed to be neutral. Ordinarily, I wouldn't say a word about one of our jobs. But I suppose I can tell you, the situation being what is. His real name is Dara. He was one of us, but he's been exiled. We had no choice, see? After he went off to play the false arisen. We're men and women of shadow. Center stage isn't our place to stand. That's why he was cast out. He'll ne'er be part of our village again. That all you wanted to ask? For all this, Dara was in line to become the next thief maester, but he failed. Took a massive injury to the chest during the trial. So the title fell to me. That's when he went off, saying he used the scar in his chest to pose as the Arisen. And what a scheme that turned out to be, eh? Now he gets to sit pretty on the best seat in the kingdom. Still, you'd have a hard time proving that he's not who he says he is. He's a wily one, that Dara. Always, but we can't have him thinking that he gets to go off and enjoy a peaceful life in the lap of luxury after breaking our code. Methinks he needs something to remind him of the debt he owes us. Here. Now, as to the Maester's teaching, not sure you'll be able to use it to its fullest potential, but I'll show it to you. That all you wanted to ask? What can I say? Not many people bother with this place. Luckily for me, you were different. Knew I was right to bet in favor of the Arisen. Anyway, most visitors get fooled into going up to the manor. We send them packing with a trifle, and if they don't question it, good riddance. Anyone that complacent has got no business being a thief. We only train the rare few who make it here. Some might go so far as to say that the entire village was built around this spot. That all you wanted to ask? Aye. Till next time, then.
This won't do.
You're the one, then? Fie. I'd hoped I'd not be seeing you here.
Thank you, sir.
Greetings, Master. Is this where you've been all this while?
Do take care not to stray so far next time.